Yo. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Thanks for dropping the Thursday. We are here. One of my favorite days of the week. Every day is my favorite day. Love to be alive. Every day is a beautiful day, even when the sun ain't shining, even when it's rainy and gloomy and I ain't feeling my best, man. It's still a beautiful day. And today I am not feeling my best, man. A lot of emotions. I got a headache. Dealt with some anger and some sadness last night, and then before going to bed, I was able to shift it a little bit, but it's real stuff, man. Real shit with real implications on the future, right? So it's not just like something happened and I held it. I realized something, recognized something, was informed of something that impacts things that I'm doing, my plans, right? It has a great impact on my future, right? Small impact, but great still. And yeah, man, some feelings and some thoughts, and if I was eating, I would want a nice big breakfast, brunch, right? But I'm not, so I ain't thinking about that. Again, that's just an emotional fix, right? And when you commit to fasting, right, when you commit to fasting for food, you recognize how impulsively you eat, how your eating is tied to your emotions a lot, right? Because I would want to eat now, not because I'm hungry, but because of the emotion, right? I mentioned this before a few different times, right? Something I've learned a while ago, and just become more aware of it, right? The more fast I do, the longer fasting I do, the more I become aware of how much I eat emotionally, right? Or I feel something, whether it's extreme happiness or sadness, anger, betrayal, disappointment, frustration, some nervousness or anxiety about a situation, right? I'll eat, of course, something, not a siren, but somebody's alarm. You gotta love Astoria, man. You gotta love New York City. There's always some sounds, man, to make you wake up, right? Always some sounds to just get you going. More love. Day 20. Today is day 20 of 50. And even that's some emotion, man. I'm feeling real great, real proud, but also feeling like, right, we raised $200, right? Of the goal. But learn experience, right? Things can still change. Right? Things can still change. Absolutely. 30 days left. A lot can change in 30 days. I'm very aware of that. A lot can change in a week. A lot can change in a day or two, right? So I just gotta keep pushing, keep showing up, keep pushing. Figure out, be more deliberate, more direct, right? Yeah. Dear brother gave me some advice yesterday, right? It was solid advice, but it's not something I think I would take, um, because I'm never gonna like simplify or minimize my vision, right? Especially like something that not something that I like something that I didn't just think of and I just want to do something that God gave me in this whole way, right? I'm not gonna minimize that. I know that everything ain't for everybody. Um, I know that sometimes you got to be delusional and ignore all of the sound advice that people give you, right? Because they're giving you advice from their perspective, and their perspective could be great, right? Like they could do great things, but they didn't do what you're doing. What you're doing, no one can tell you how to do it, especially if no one has done it. And a lot of people focus on one lane, right? And that's never been my thing. My thing has never been, I am a multidimensional being, right? And yes, there are people who are multidimensional, still have one specific focus, right? And they know, but everybody's journey is different. And so I'm gonna sit with it, I'm gonna meditate on it. But I was writing my journal last night. I appreciate the advice that he gave, just brief advice, right? Someone who's generated a lot of income, right? Helps organizations generate income and offered me some free advice. And yeah, yeah, we're gonna see how things pan out. But as of right now, I don't think I'm taking that advice that he gave, right? And what's crazy is that people give you advice. If you don't take it, then they'll say that you don't listen. And it's like, I am listening. I'm listening to my inner guide, right? Because there is advice that I do take, right? If it makes sense and it's in alignment with where I'm at or where I want to be going or what I need to be doing, like internally, right? And if the advice doesn't align, then like thank you, and I can logically see how it makes sense related to what you're doing or what you think I should be doing. But I'm always gonna like bet on myself and stick to my guns. We talked about it. Bet on yourself, right? And betting on yourself sometimes goes against all of the sound advice. And I like to think that some of the greatest people in the history of the world, right, whose names we remember for so many different things, bet on themselves and when it gets logical. It's like, you should do it like this, you should do it like this. And they're like, no, I'm doing it like this. And for me, I don't care if it takes 10 more years, 20 more years. Like, I'm going to always like follow the mission, the vision that like came from source energy. I'm always gonna follow that. I don't care who gives me advice. Right? My wife could give me advice, like I think I'm gonna sit with it. Right? I'm gonna take it, especially if I know that it comes from a place I'm going to sit. I'm not gonna immediately like dismiss it. No, I'm gonna sit with it. I'm gonna sit, see how it aligns, see if it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, and I'll probably meet with the brother sometime in May, right? And then we strike. Get a better understanding of what he's saying. And one thing I'm never doing, I haven't done, and I'm never doing is minimizing my business. I'm not making it small to fit into a box, right? Again, if it doesn't make sense, sometimes like okay, keep it big, focus on this one thing. That's a little different. Focus on this one thing and get in with that, and then that's a different scenario. So, because it was a voice note yesterday, I'm not exactly sure what he was saying, but again, we'll stay in communication. We are in communication, and hopefully we can meet sometime in May, May, June, and see what goes from there. But anyway, day 20. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your boy LaShawn Sugary Marston. This is episode 597 of SRDaily. 597 episodes in. This shit is a milestone. And I want to shout out to Bay Kimona doing her first podcast episode yesterday. Put it out there. It's on Spotify. The Whole Vibe podcast. Check that shit out. Go to Spotify. It's dope. I smiled the whole time watching it. She's a fucking rapper in a past life. She got bars beyond bars. Like, and not that she was rapping, but just as she speaks so poetically. Right? It's just, she said Kimona. She said like Ramona, but with a K. She said with a kick, because I'm not your average chick. It's just some other shit that was like, okay, boss, snap it up. What they say, clock it. Oh man. But when she did it, somebody commented on her podcast and was like, you just need 9 more to be like better than 85%. And it hit me because like most people don't even get to 10 episodes. Most people don't even get to 10 episodes. Some people I've seen podcasts, they've had 8 episodes over 2 years, right? They do every so often. And so that just very proud of her. And as I reflected on myself, I'm like, yo, 590 plus episodes is fucking massive. It's massive. And I got to figure out a way to like monetize this shit, right? Monetize this shit, and maybe help others, because this is consistency at a higher level. It's 597 episodes in. Many things have happened over the last 2 years since I've been doing this shit. Almost 3 years that I've been doing this shit, right? We're in the 3rd year. This December will be 3 years. Consistently, Monday through Friday, every single day. Said, fool, you've been there, right? You've been there from the beginning. Mona, you came in, right? A year and some change in, like, not even, because we did the year together, the 1 year together at Flux Factory, right? But yeah, man, we doing this shit, right? But let's get to our first segment. I won't take up too much of your time. Said Full Senko for day 20. You're almost halfway there. Yes, sir. Tuesday will be day 25. We'll be halfway. And it's a monkey wrench. A monkey wrench was thrown into the plan. But we are going to adapt. We're going to adjust. We're not going to let it throw us all the way off course, right? So I'll talk to you about that, brother. We definitely got a monkey wrench thrown in the plan. But let's get started with our first segment of the day, Thursday, April 2nd, 2026, episode 597. First segment is a phrase of the day. Today's phrase is simplicity is beauty. It is inspired by Kimona. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. something she mentioned on the live. She went live yesterday. I'm so proud. She's doing mad shit right now. She's like taking off, like speaking, camera. I'm like, holy shit, who is this person? Right? It's not your average chick. But simplicity is beauty. And it really is. Life is simple, health is simple. But we as humans, right, this is our ability to think. We make things way more complex than they are or than they need to be. Things really are that fucking simple. Do the things you know you're supposed to do, and don't do the things you know that you ain't supposed to do. What I also know is that something being simple doesn't necessarily mean that it's easy. All right, something being simple doesn't necessarily mean that it's easy. And I also know that most things are as easy or as difficult as we make them to be in our minds. If we say something is difficult, it's fucking difficult. If we say something is easy, even if it's not logically easy, our body, our brain responds and makes it kind of easy, right? So it's what you tell yourself. The language is extremely important because your language programs your brain, and that then shifts what's going on outside of you. It's literally like magic, right? But it's real life. It's fucking real life, man. It's perception, perceptive reality, right? And all of that shit. So, man, simplicity is beauty. The old saying, keep it simple, smarty, right? Kimona said we don't say stupid, right? And because it used to be keep it simple, stupid, but we're gonna say keep it simple, smarty. I like that, right? We don't want to call people stupid. I dig that, right? We're in a new era. Not only because we're in a new era, but because we've evolved, right? So like we don't want to call people stupid, right? But keep it simple. I'll keep it super simple, right? But I like the KISS method, KISS. I grew up with that. A lot of us grew up with that. And I think it makes perfect fucking sense, right? But let us go to our second segment of the day. Today's second segment is our Need to Know News of the day. And this news is fucking mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. A huge insurance scam was just discovered involving folks climbing Mount fucking Everest. Shit is wild. Absolutely fucking wild. I read 4 articles, right? And one I chose to talk about or read from today was from the Post. I read in the Independent, I read in People, and there was another article I read. But I chose to go with Post because their intro is fucking hilarious. The New York Post, I never read from New York Post, or I rarely read from New York Post. Fuck the Post. But this intro is insane. Let's pull it up. Let's pull this shit up. This shit is fucking hilarious. I laughed. I was like, holy shit. Because, so, Mount Everest, this is from yesterday afternoon. Mount Everest guides allegedly poisoned climbers as part of a sinister $20 million scam. And then they said Himalayas. So it's the Himalaya Mountains. They call them Himalayas. I had to laugh. I said, the Post, they'll go fuck about nobody. Right? Himalayas. That made me really laugh. I was like, only the fucking Post would post that. It's the first word is a line by itself. Himalaya. After the title is Himalayas. Mount Everest guides have allegedly been secretly lacing tourist food to trigger costly helicopter rescues as part of a $20 million insurance scam, according to a new investigation. Somebody I know had shared it initially because they was climbing. It's like, yo, I was wondering why the fuck I was sick. Like, it's like, I don't get sick. I climb. That's what I do. And like, what the fuck? I was getting sick, right? They didn't have to do the helicopter thing, but they was like, yo, I was getting sick. Shit is crazy. Police in Nepal have charged 32 individuals with organized crime and fraud charges related to the plot. They rate this shit like a movie, which involves trekking company owners, helicopter operators, and hospital executives, the Kathmandu Post reported. Guides with the trekking agencies allegedly poisoned tourists by putting baking soda in their food to trigger severe gastrointestinal distress that mimicked altitude sickness or food poisoning, investigators said. Another article said that, one of the other articles said they put uncooked raw chicken isn't uncooked, right? raw uncooked chicken, and mixed with other food to trigger the fucking stomach sickness. Shit is crazy. Once ill, the visitors were allegedly pressured into agreeing to costly emergency helicopter evacuations, with operators using forged medical and flight documents to bill international travel insurers for the cost, according to authorities in the Himalayan country. Those ill-gotten gains were then allegedly split among the guides, helicopter companies, trekking agencies, and the hospitals where the tourists were taken for fake treatments. The investigation began in January when 6 executives from 3 prominent mountain rescue firms were arrested. The groups allegedly fraudulently obtained at least $19.69 million in insurance payouts, according to police. One company is accused of faking 171 of its 1,248 claimed rescues, leading to more than $10 million in illegitimate payouts. A second company allegedly fabricated 75 of its 471 claimed rescues, fraudulently claiming $8 million, while a third is accused of making 71 false claims worth more than $1 million. Prosecutors are seeking total fines of $11.3 million. The court is giving high priority to this high-profile corruption case, a court spokesperson said. This is not the first tourism scandal of its kind to hit Nepal's tourism industry, which supports over 1 million jobs, directly or indirectly, in the country. In recent years, several major international insurers have halted coverage for trekking tourists in Nepal due to escalating fraud incidents. In 2018, the Nepalese government claimed to have eliminated all intermediaries involved in arranging emergency evacuation for tourists, making operators legally responsible for their clients through the trip. This move was supposed to make tour companies more accountable by requiring them to submit details of any rescue flights or medical treatment to Nepal's Department of Tourism. The scam continued due to lax punitive action, said Manoj Kumar KC, chief of the Nepalese Police's Specialized Organized Crime Unit. When there is no action against crime, it flourishes. The insurance scam, too, flourished as a result, he added. Yo, that's insane. Like, yo, $20 million in this, these and they talk about Nigeria. These motherfuckers in Nepal are sick. That's some crazy shit. You poison people's food, get them to be sick, or freaking fake altitude sickness, right? They feel some shit, but it's not altitude sickness. This shit is insane. This shit is insane. Said, when will the U.S. healthcare system be sued? Oh, healthcare. When will the U.S. healthcare system be sued? When we fucking sue them, we gotta sue their ass. I think we should sue the whole fucking government. The whole country should be sued. Every agency, the education institution, the housing fucking authorities, all of the politicians, right? At least a great majority of them. We should sue the whole nation, man. We need to take America on trial. Somebody had said, "Fool." I think if you remember, I think there was a documentary, right? They were selling on 125th, America on trial, or the U.S. on trial, some shit like that, right? No, I think that was I think Dr. Sabi. Dr. Sabi took the U.S. government, or they took him to trial, Supreme Court, right? I think one of the titles in the articles was U.S. on trial, some shit like that. But the U.S. definitely needs to be on trial, right? They freaking, a lot of shit happens. They assassinated James Davis in City Hall. Brother I used to work with, Jeffrey Davis, his biological brother, James E. Davis, was a city councilman, former correction officer, former police officer, and was killed in City Hall by the person he walked in there with, right? Because he had just took down Toys R Us back in the days when Toys R Us was selling the fake guns, right, that looked like real guns, and black children was being freaking like harassed for them shits, but they was fake and they were sold by Toys R Us. He went against Toys R Us, and he won. And after that, shortly after, what happens? He gets assassinated. No coincidences, right? Murder at City Hall. How does a murder happen in supposedly the most secure building in the city? Right? How? America fucking on trial. Right? But let's go along to our third segment of the day, our tip of the day. Today's tip is to give your brain a fucking rest. Give your brain a rest. Give your brain a rest, because the more dopamine that you give your brain, the more it demands. It's so real. Like, and I know this from like personal experience, right? Like, so I came across a post from one of my favorite IG pages, Neuroglobe, right? I love everything neuro now. And it made perfect sense. So let's read this shit and let's discuss. So neuroscience shows the brain adapts to the level of stimulation it's exposed to. The more dopamine you give your brain, the more it demands. Neuroscience shows dopamine doesn't measure pleasure, it sets expectation. The more often you give your brain fast, high-intensity rewards, the more it recalibrates what quote-unquote normal should feel like. What used to be enough quickly stops being enough. Excuse me. This means your baseline is not fixed, it's trained. Constant stimulation doesn't make you satisfied. It raises the threshold required to feel engaged, focused, or even interested. Your brain starts operating from a higher demand state. Give me more, give me more, give me more. This is the addictive personality part. This is the addiction, right? More, 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 more. So it's not just bad habits, right? It's not just habitual. It's not just behavioral. It's literally fucking neural. It's neural pathways, your brain. And so when you talk about why can't this person get off the drugs, or why can't this person get off the alcohol, or even why can't this person stay off the social media, or why can't this person blah, 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 whatever it is, it's not just that they don't want to. It's not just that they don't want to. This is what detox is important, to remove them from the thing, right? Take away access, whether it's alcohol, drugs, sex, shopping, fucking social media, right? Sometimes you gotta take that shit away, right? Like, and clearly in adults, you most cases you can't force them, right? But yeah, shit is neural. So this is why low stimulation activities start to feel impossible. It's not a lack of discipline. It's a mismatch. It's a mismatch between your current baseline and the task. Reading, deep work, and even conversations begin to feel boring because your brain has been conditioned for speed and intensity. More, 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 more. Faster, faster, faster. Hurry up and get to the point. Hurry up and get to the point. I need to do this. I need to do that. Blah, 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 and all of that, right? The practical shift is simple. Simplicity is beauty, right? The practical shift is simple, very simple. Reduce the frequency of high dopamine inputs. Fewer spikes means your brain baseline can stabilize. When you stop constantly jumping between stimuli, constantly scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and flicking channels and flicking channels, it's the same thing. There's constant scrolling and the constant flicking channels. Same shit. When you stop constantly jumping between stimuli, your brain relearns how to engage with slower, deeper forms of reward. And this is why it's very important to just get the fuck outside. Go for a walk, right? Clearly, social media has its benefits so many ways. Go for a walk. Go outside. Go outside and you can listen to your music if you want on your phone, right? The phone plays a big role, right? You can listen to music, but you don't got to constantly people outside scrolling while outside. Like, so you're walking, but you're still doing the same thing. Be aware of nature. Be aware of the birds. Be aware in New York City. Be aware of the fucking dog poop, right? You step in shit in the New York Minute. You have a shitty foot, you heard? So pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to the people, right? The people running, the people walking, the babies, the couples, the individuals, the different people, the cars, right? The stop signs, the clouds, right? Come on in now, walking. We always pay attention to the clouds and the sunsets, right? And look at the sunset and the birds and the water and all of that stuff. And then just talk. If you're walking with somebody, talk. If you're walking by yourself, just be aware, right? So within days, the change is noticeable. Focus improves, simple tasks feel easier, and the urge to constantly check, scroll, or consume starts to weaken. This isn't motivation. It's your brain. It's your system. It's your brain. It's your reward system recalibrating. Your cravings reflect what you repeatedly expose your brain to. Control the level of stimulation, and you control what your brain wants. So whether that's food, drugs, alcohol, sex, shopping, communication, whatever it is, right? When you expose your brain, you control the level of stimulation, how much stimulation you are giving your brain. You control what your brain actually wants, and then it stops giving the signals like, I want this, which is why fasting can work. You stop eating, your brain and your body, right? It's like, okay, I'm not getting food. I'm used to getting food. So those are the quote unquote hunger pains that you get when you the first couple of days. It's like, oh, I'm hungry. I'm used to getting this. And then you starve that, right? You meditate, you breathe through, you drink some water, right? You do the thing, right? Exercise, whatever it is that you do to suppress that, right? Eventually it stops giving that signal that it's hungry. And it's like, okay, well, this is what we're doing, huh? So you can still be tired. You can still think about food, but you're not giving it that. So the thought passes, right? Like I've sent Kimona more food videos in the last 2 weeks than I have in the last 2 years, right? Not because I'm hungry. Again, because the one, I love food, right? I'm going to eat food again, right? So I'm sending ideas for recipes and ideas for things that we can make, right? Like all type of shit, desserts and meals and all of the things, right? But there's no hunger. The hunger has been gone for a long time. Today's day 20. I ain't been hungry in 2 weeks, right? And although I've thought about food because of the emotions, right? I'm emotional. There's mad shit happening, right? So like, damn, if I was eating, I would eat this because it would help. Like, and not that it would solve the fucking problem, it just would make me feel better because of the emotion, right? But I know it doesn't make me feel. It actually makes me feel worse, right? But let's go to our fourth and final segment of the day. Our build of the day. Today we are building on cleanliness and how most people clean their skin. I heard this yesterday, but they never actually clean their body. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, holy, what is it? Holy cow, Batman. Like, that's how true is that? Most people clean their skin, but they never actually clean their body. Profound. And it speaks to the conditioning of being so worried about the outer and not concerned at all with the inner. People got the best perfumes, the most expensive perfumes, the most expensive colognes. They got the best soaps and the best body lotions and body butters and sprays and oils and deodorants. And they can tell you all of this shit and how it smells and how it makes them smell good and all of this shit. They're so concerned with the outer, the soap, and they wash 2 and 3 times a day, which is way too much. Number one, 2 times a day is way too much. They suggest you don't even need to wash every day. Every other day, yes, right? You clean yourself, right? Clean your skin, yes, right? But like every day, most days I'll shower, but some days I won't, and it's not because like, oh, I'm dirty. No, you don't fucking need to, right? I remember, I forgot, one of my friends had a baby, and and the doctor told him, yo, you too much, right? You're giving the baby too many baths, right? Too many fucking baths. And so some people, black people, right? And I get it because like we have to teach the white people, and so like we got some type of like, you got to be super, super, super clean, right? But 2-3 times a day is too much. Anyway, so many people go their whole entire lives. They go 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years even. Never fasting, never detoxing, never taking time to clean the inside of their bodies. Most people don't clean the inside of their bodies. Like, I know people who I don't think have ever cleaned the inside, who I know, like, never cleaned the inside of their body, never detoxed. And it's like, wow. And then when you learn, you realize that I mentioned before, medical examiners, morticians, they all say that the average human has between 10 to 30 pounds of undigested, uneliminated waste in their colon. Rises, right? So like, and then it's in your intestines, right? Most people literally walk around their whole life with shit inside of them, like really full of shit. So like when you say, yo, you full of shit, it's not always a fucking lie. And they can't help it because they are full of shit. So if you full of shit, you speak, right? What goes in comes out. And so people talk bullshit. People got shit for brains, right? Like real shit, literally, right? So please clean yourself, man. That's the build of the day. Clean the inside of your body. Fast, drink the water, take the detox fucking teas, eat the fucking fruits that make you shit, right? Like clean the inside of your body. Take the time to clean, not just the outer part of your body, not just your skin. Yes, you do need to clean your skin, but more important than cleaning your skin, right? And more important than all the deodorant and all of that shit, you need to clean the inside of your body, right? Clean the inside of your body. Like I noticed that like my body, the scent of my body changed when I changed my diet. And the further I got into a different lifestyle, the different I still wear, all natural deodorant. But not because I necessarily stink. But there may be 2 or 3 days I don't put no deodorant on. And I don't stink, right? Like if I'm sweating, of course, right? Like I'm sweating and then people use antiperspirants, they don't want to sweat. So much shit. People clean their skin. They're more concerned with the outer than they are with the inner. Wash, no, not wash. Clean your body. Detox. Fast. Get rid of that shit. Let that shit go. Literally, right? Sefu said, buy some plants. The hell you buying plants for, brother? To eat? What you talking about, man? What you chatting about, young fella? You talking about? Oh, he's probably talking about the neural part. Yes, buy some plants. Buy some plants. Mona said neurolinguistics. Oh, this chick is a smart chick. She used big words. She's an educator. I forgot. All right. She always using big words. All right. That's where her sons get it from. Right. Big words that nobody knows what they mean. right? And then doesn't give an explanation, just expect you to fucking know what the fuck that shit is. She over here talking. But listen, man, that's our show for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, I'm your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugar Ray Marshall. This is episode 597 of SR Daily. Please do tune in tomorrow, same time, same place, as we close out week 120, week 120 with 598 tomorrow, Friday, April 3rd, 2026. Same time, same place, 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and of course, TikTok Live. And join us tonight. Join us tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are streaming day 20. Tonight we're talking about economic empowerment and ownership on our live stream exclusively on YouTube. So be there or be fucking square. All right, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys, man. Enjoy this Thursday. Remember, it ain't getting knocked down. That's the problem. It's staying down. So get up. The power is in you. As always, be kind to yourself. Be kind to each other. Peace and love.